Hey guys, I'm here with Zack Wilkinson. We are going to talk a little bit about health and fitness and just different things that we can do to really find the most effective ways where we can help our nutrition and our daily diets, and also maybe some like tidbits in the gym that you thought that were correct, that you thought that really were the most effective things to do, and some myths and some facts about it all. So I just wanted to introduce you to Zack and tell you a little bit of how we met. It was back when 3-4 years ago, maybe 3 years ago.
Maybe 4.
4?
Maybe 4. Yeah.
Okay, so 4 years ago I came here. I moved to San Antonio to be close to my sister. Okay, she was going to help me at that time with my own internal issues that I had with my eating disorder, and I just really wanted to change my life. And she was going to be my person. She was going to be my accountability, that person that was going to be there for me. So I moved to San Antonio, and she moved in with me. And she was going to Zack to his boot camp at 5:30 in the morning. Consecutively she had been going, and she's like, "Hey, do you want to come with me?" And I was like, okay, yeah. I was like really ready. I hadn't found anything yet, but I knew I wanted something. So she took me with her, and she told me to eat something because I'd throw up if I didn't. I was like, okay, I'm kind of nervous about that. But I went, and then I loved it, and so I ended up signing up. And we kind of just slowly developed our relationship from there. And he's become really dear to me and a great friend. And he takes all my photos, so he's super awesome. But yeah, let him introduce himself and tell us a little bit about what you do. You're pretty big at Lifetime here, and he's just really well known, and he does a lot of amazing things. So.
All right, so I've been training since 2000. Started Chicago, and then I went back to school and got my undergrad exercise science degree, and then a master's degree in exercise science. And then moved down to San Antonio about 10 years ago. So I do work for Lifetime Fitness. I do from one-on-one training. I do boot camps. I do our alpha classes, which is kind of like our version of CrossFit. I do nutrition coaching also. I do online training also. And that's a short for what I do at Lifetime. Essentially, that's the short, quickest version of what I'm doing. But I've been there for about 10 years now.
Okay, he's definitely a face of the Lifetime I'm at, and super respected because he's developed not just clients but a community at Lifetime, and people know him as somebody who knows a lot, somebody who's wise, somebody, if you hear the name Zack Wilkinson, you know
usually who I am.
You know who he is, and you know you're going to get results. You know that he knows what he's doing, and he has integrity with his people. I've been to some of his boot camps, and they love him.
Yeah.
So we're kind of going to just jump into some of these questions and hear your amazing knowledge. How important is the role of your mind, play in achieving your personal fitness goals, as far as you know how you hear body, mind, and soul, or you also hear the term it's about the mind. It's a mindset, not anything else.
So usually when I sit and talk to people about their goals, I try to figure out where they come from and where they want to go. So from that aspect is I keep asking why. Why do you want to lose weight? Why do you want to body fat percentage, or what's the main goal and what you want to get to, and we figure out the big reason why. So it seems like part of my job is psychology.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I always keep thinking why do you want to be this way, or this body fat percentage, or what do you want to do? I've had people I've had clients who've been American Ninja Warriors, so we train specifically for American Ninja Warrior training.
Yeah, super
or
cool.
I've had we do 6-day challenge, we do 9-day challenges at Lifetime, and I've always had somebody for our club win, for our club, and I had one person make it to the nationals. But the reason how we got there is we got the mindset right. We got to figure out what do you want to do specifically, and we dialed that in so much, and we just focused on it laser sharp focus. I want to get down to 8% body fat. Okay. and then we start working up to that. And then it may not be right away. It may be longer than expected because you're not quite there yet mentally.
Yeah.
So when we put together plans for somebody, it's like figuring out what's going to help out the most. But if somebody's not logging in food, they're not going to be ready to start weighing out the food.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If they're just kind of guessing it or kind of winging it, they need to have, okay, you got to create habits put in place to make sure you're successful in that aspect. If you're not ready to do that, you might not get there the way you want to get there. This can be more frustrating. So what I work with is like, okay, what habits can put in place to get your mind ready to go where you want to go. So if you're not thinking about it, so like if you want to do, let's say, a fitness competition, if you're not logging your food, you're not writing it down, you're not meal prepping your food, you're not ready to go to a competition, like bikini, figure, or if it's American Warrior, whatever it may be. Period. You have to be like all in.
Yeah. Sometimes.
That kind of mindset. Some people aren't ready for it. They think they are, but they're really not quite ready for it mentally. Hey, I want to lose 50 pounds. Well, okay, it's going to take about a year. You have to wake up every day with that goal. Okay, I'm trying to lose 50 pounds.
Yeah.
Or what it may be. And then take the small wins as you go along. Say, like an example of like some people that might not see a scale move for 6 weeks. You've been eating clean. You've been all the nutrition right. You've been doing right. You got to see results for about 6 weeks. All of a sudden, you drop 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Your body's now adapting to those changes. It takes time to get there. A lot of people want to see results. Oh, I've been doing this for a week. I should have lost 5 pounds. Might be water loss.
Yeah.
Not actual body fat drop.
Right.
Make sense?
Yeah, 100%. And I kind of love how when you first said you have to have laser focus on your why and on the whole set, because if you don't, then you're right. You're not going to do the meal prepping every day. You're not going to create the habits, because if you're not laser focused, you're not going to have that motivation every day to wake up at whatever 4 or 5 or 6 a.m.
But even if you have the laser focus and you have a bad meal or a bad day, and I like the terminology, the analogy is like you don't slash the other 3 tires when you have 1 flat tire. You heard that before?
Yeah, I do. Well, I've never heard that analogy, but I know exactly
what you don't want to drop. So each time you have 1 bad meal, and some people get really down on themselves, they get really depressed, like, oh my god, I just threw away and everything. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
You had a bad day. You're human. It's okay. Get back up and let's get back on track again.
I used to do that to myself all the time. When I was struggling with my own eating disorder, I said, if I don't start it right in the morning, if I mess up, then I mess up my whole day. I used to have that mindset, and now I'm so much more conscious that if I have something that I told myself I wasn't, I'm like, it's okay. It's not like I'm going to gain 5 pounds with this one thing. I'll just drink a lot of water tonight and start fresh and right?
Just think of new days, new beginning.
Yeah.
Kind of things. But making each day a little more progress. If you come in and make those habits put in place, each week can be a little better.
That's awesome.
And I try to totally say, okay, your goal for this week is, okay, let's get breakfast in. That might be as easy as a first step.
Yeah.
Or
it can be that simple.
Yeah. Or make sure we get a snack in at 4 o'clock. Maybe we could a crash around 4 o'clock. Let's eat some food. Those kind of things. Or I'm only drinking 12 ounces of water today. Well, that's not quite enough water. You want to drink at least half your body weight in ounces for water. So, example, if you weigh 100 pounds, you want to drink at least 75 ounces of water.
Okay.
That gives you a good gauge on where you're at.
Yes, we talked about this.
Yes.
So I'm gonna just step on this really quick. You said sometimes it takes a lot longer to achieve that maybe 50-pound weight loss. Do you think that the gauge is not so much physiology, but more so a mindset? Like it could if right now maybe they're just only ready to do small changes, opposed to somebody who's like, I am done living the life I'm living, and they are 100% in, and they are like, nobody's going to stop them no matter what. Do you think that mindset, opposed to somebody who might need a little more time developing the mindset and creating that 1 week habit?
I think if you're putting in place, like you're saying, on that mindset, that's fantastic. That's what works for you.
Okay.
But again, going back to physiology, also you about the mindset. Let's say you have a thyroid issue that you don't know about,
Oh, okay. That's
or
really
you
good to
have a hormone issue, based on age,
know.
or you have an underlying issue like autoimmune disease like Crohn's,
Yeah.
or any digestive issue that you don't know about.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't know about those, that's just why I always suggest try to get some kind of blood work done,
Yeah.
so we see what's happening from the internal out. You can have mindset. You could be gung ho if you're eating healthy, but you have something else going on that you don't know about.
Yeah.
That's good. Now you gotta overcome that. So that's a whole other hurdle you gotta try to come over.
Yeah. I'm so glad you pointed that out, because so many times I have this mindset like, oh, you can achieve anything, don't let anything stop you, and I believe that 100%, even if you had thyroid or whatever. But it's good to point that out, that you know what, if there is a detour, or if there is something that comes along our way during our journey that we find out that we're not going to be happy with, because it's going to slow us down on some sense, to acknowledge it and to take it in, and not see it as so much as a speed bump, but to create it into your journey and just allow yourself to learn what you need to through that.
Get the information and then work around it to where you want to go. But so many people don't know the information because they're afraid to ask, or afraid to talk to a trainer, or they want to look sound stupid to some people.
Yeah.
I mean, an example, like in my past, I've had testosterone issues, so I went to like 3 different doctors to figure out my problems I had. And so it's like, but you have blood work, you know why you're not getting the results you're trying to get to.
Right.
So like I've had people who are like when we do a lifestyle, we do a food sensitivity panel.
Mm-hmm.
So we see, you could be eating healthy, your body just won't digest it well. Example, like me and like sweet potatoes and asparagus don't get along well.
Yeah.
Like I will get bloated from those foods alone. Rice don't get along either. Even if it's white or brown, doesn't matter. Why I just cannot process it very well, so that I feel like I'm bloated, or I'm maintaining water, those kind of things. And it's not feel good for a couple of days. So that's what's called food sensitivities, not food allergies. So you can have all these results you're trying to get to, I'm eating healthy foods. When it comes down to it, your body just won't process it. So what works for me may not work for John or Asa or anybody else out there. It's just, that's just why, hey, if your mindset's there and you're doing really well, and you're not getting results, maybe we should look more internally, get some kind of blood work done to kind of help you out and see if maybe there's an internal issue that you may not know about.
Yeah, I love that. That's so true, because even though this is a processed food, but I used to, when I eat protein bars, I feel it. Like I can pinpoint it instantly. It happens to me. I feel bloated. I start get burping. I'm like, okay, I need to not eat protein bars anymore, because I say that every time I eat one, and then again I'm like, I need to not eat the protein bars.
So when I'm getting advice out for nutrition, I would tell people so let's try cut out all processed food. So anything in box or a can, get rid of. So one of the things I try to work with people is going food route.
Yeah.
As a general whole, is so fresh or frozen first.
Fresh or frozen first.
So it has to be fresh meat.
Okay.
Fresh veggies, fresh fruit. Buy that stuff first if you can.
Yeah.
If you can't because of budget reasons,
right.
Don't worry about it. Look to your frozen section. Buy your berries frozen, big bags of berries, big bags of veggies that's frozen. I buy frozen H-E-B, frozen chicken.
Awesome.
Sorry, we're Whole Foods. Sorry.
It's my favorite place.
Yeah. But so you make those adjustments, but you don't basically buy fresh chicken. If you can't buy frozen. If you can't buy that, do not buy canned chicken.
Don't buy canned chicken. Okay. What about canned vegetables? What would you say? Like canned peas or canned corn?
I would try. I wouldn't do corn. Period.
Really? Why?
Why won't process it? Why doesn't break it out?
Oh, that's true.
Yes.
I know, because I have kids.
Yes.
Okay.
But as in honestly, we use it high in sodium.
Okay.
So most people already have a high intake of sodium already.
Okay.
So you need at least 1,500 milligrams of sodium a day, to 2,500. So it's if you're taking in 4,000 milligrams of sodium a day, that's causing retain water. So if you just cut sodium out, you could lose weight, but you could lose in the water because your body's not retaining it. So But so I would try to use it more like fresh if you can.
Okay.
Then if you can't buy it, then go to frozen section.
Okay.
That way there's no preservatives. They're usually flash frozen, so they're like basically picked, chopped, cut, frozen.
Okay.
So there's no preservation process that help them to keep them. That aspect.
That's great advice. I love
But
that. I never knew that
not
go to
the veggies.
frozen after.
Not the veggies that have little sauces in them.
Oh, yeah.
That straight like broccoli only, or the California florets with broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots in it. Just buy it frozen from there.
And how do you prepare your like veggies? Like say how do you prepare like what's your favorite like
So-
chicken and veggie dish? How do you prepare it off of a frozen? Because
So-
they're both frozen, chicken and veggies, right? Sometimes.
Well, my veggies are not.
Okay.
What I buy. So what I do is I meal prep every week on Sunday. It takes me. So what I'll do is I put 5 pounds of chicken in a big crock pot.
Wait, you meal prep every Sunday?
Yes.
For how long have you been doing this? Or does it go on and off to get like?
I do it all the time. I've been
Okay.
doing it for about 10 years.
Okay, that's pretty amazing.
So what's the easiest way for me to do it is I grab a crock pot.
Okay.
I can literally put 10 pounds of chicken if I wanted to. I do a 5-pound bag for the chicken. Put it in there, put some water in there, and then leave it on for a day.
Okay.
Then you take the chicken out and you put it into a bowl, stick some tongs, stir it up. You have shredded chicken.
Yeah.
Then it's put in the refrigerator, and then when I'm ready, so I pull it out. I have like 10 containers. I put 5 ounces of chicken in each container. I buy like a salad mix slaw type idea,
Yeah.
and I literally take handfuls of just that and put it in each container.
Okay.
And then I'll put in there half of avocado
Okay.
in each one of those meals also.
Yeah.
Those are my lunches for the week, or my meals for the week. And it's coming about this big of a, it's really about that big.
Oh wow.
So it's not a huge meal, it's literally
Yeah.
like a small container.
Okay. So what about some of us who like abundance of food, you know?
I mean,
Okay, so I like a big salad. Sometimes I'm like, I'll eat something small and I'm like, I'm still hungry.
so after that chicken, at nighttime, I do a bigger salad.
Okay.
So if you're still hungry, try to add a little more fat into your diet.
Okay.
Or some fiber.
Some fiber. Okay.
So you may have to get more
fill
of the
you up.
fibers
Okay.
that you used to get in there. That aspect.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll into this now. Protein. It's like
Yes.
everywhere. People in the fitness industry are like protein
Everybody
this,
needs
protein
protein.
that. You know, like let's do it. They're high protein everything. Why? Like why is it all about like high protein? Like, why are we getting into that?
Your body needs protein to build muscles,
Okay.
build bones.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of your enzymes are protein based.
Right.
Period. So you want to have protein in your diet, and I really don't care. Like, I do a lot of vegan. I don't do dairy. I don't do whey protein. I do vegan protein for myself.
That was my next question.
But I also do a lot of chicken too. But I just don't. I just can't do dairy products. I don't do
Okay.
whey protein. I just do a vegan protein.
Is it light? Is it feel lighter when you don't do the dairy, or what is it?
Yeah, I feel
Okay.
better. I feel a lot better. So like when I have like a slice of pizza, which is one of my favorite meals,
Yeah.
like I'm like don't feel good for like 2 days. I'm like I feel like I was hit by a flu because me and dairy don't get along. Well,
Yeah.
And for me, gluten, because I've done our food sensitivity test 3 times now,
Mhm.
and every time I do it, something's a little bit off.
Okay.
And so me and gluten, me and dairy don't get along.
Yeah.
The foods. But for protein, so everybody needs, my suggestion is usually if you weigh about 150 pounds, you need about 150 grams of protein a day.
If you're working out only.
Just in general.
Oh, just in general.
RDA guidelines is 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight, so it's almost a 1-to-1 ratio.
Wow,
Like that.
I did not know that. I thought 100 grams was like for somebody who worked out, pretty hardcore.
Nope. Some of your people can mean like bodybuilders, they do
Yeah.
300, 400, 500 grams of protein.
Wow, that's so good to know because I feel like that's going to help also if like you're hungry. Maybe you're just not eating enough of the protein. Yeah.
Yep, do that. Here's what I find when I do nutrition coaching with people, like when I do their rest and metabolic assessment,
Mhm.
we can figure out how many calories you guys burn at rest. We actually find out that actually they're under eating. Oh, I'm eating 1,200 calories because RDA guidelines 1,200. But with your activity level and you're working out, you need at least 1,800 calories.
Right.
And so now your body's actually starving. So you have basically you're not taking enough fuel in to get you through the day.
Okay.
So I use like a car analogy. So you're not getting gasoline to already get from point A to point B,
Right.
because you don't have gas or on fumes. So by the day you're just like crashing, or you just get really hungry, or you need some salty or some sugary. You just craving some, or you just can't put toys over around food. I just need everything.
Yeah.
But because you're under eating.
So what about those people that don't get hungry? Maybe they're like kind of depressed, or maybe they're like they don't get hungry and they're like don't really want to add the food, but because they want to lose the weight too.
It's
What advice would you give them?
I would say log your food first.
Okay.
Let's see what you're eating.
Okay.
They could be actually under eating, but they think if they don't eat, aka starving, then they're gonna lose weight. Yeah, you're gonna lose weight, but you're gonna lose muscle too. You know, it's like
But you're gonna have to try to rebuild anyways when you actually decide to get on a healthier path.
well, it's like an example. So it's like you're stuck in a cave. Your body's gonna start shutting down, so you're not eating, so you're technically starving.
Okay.
So if you're starving, your body's gonna start shutting down. So you'll get tired. I mean, this kind of process goes, and then your non-essential functions organs will stop working.
Right.
And they eventually die. And so it goes. So if you're not eating anything, you're technically starving. Even if you're under eating, you're still starving at that aspect. So it's like you need food to live.
Right.
A lot of people think I don't need to eat because I want to lose weight.
Right.
You know, it's not good. I've seen people's at a resting metabolic assessment at 900 calories. Their metabolism is so way down now. And this individual, so she's like, oh, I'm eating like 900 calories a day. FYI, if you're eating less than 1,200 calories, you should be under doctor's orders.
Okay. So.
And then this one individual was, her body fat percentage was 60% body fat.
16.
60.
60. Oh wow.
60. And she's eating 900 calories a day.
Wow.
And she was under doctor's supervision.
Yeah.
And she was 5'2".
Okay. My, that's scary.
So, yes.
Okay.
So my suggestion is like, you gotta have food, guys.
Yeah.
Now,
don't be scared of the food. Right?
Just get better quality food.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to say. I'll tell people, say, eat as much as you want if it's good quality.
I love that you say that.
I said, you can eat 5,000 calories of veggies a day. Good, you have good fiber. But you feel better. You're gonna have more nutrients in your system. Your body's gonna work a lot better. Like if you feel like you're into junk food, you're not getting the nutrients in your body to function correctly.
Yeah.
So your body's a big chemistry component. Your body's gonna process all the stuff you put into it, good or bad.
Yeah.
I just read an article that it's like whatever you eat, you're either feeding disease or fighting a cure.
Right.
Essentially, that's your body's trying to do that. I just posted it on Facebook the other day. So you find that one is pretty cool little things like whatever you eat, you're either fighting a disease or feeding a disease. Essentially. So think of that way, so you get good quality food. So originally say get processed foods. That's your best option. If you can just do that alone, you would be better off. If you eat like no processed food, healthy food, chicken, veggies, meats, whatever, fish, and nothing fried, no junk food, you know, you will automatically cut down your sodium, you will automatically cut down your sugars, and your calorie level will be better quality foods in that aspect. And you'll start feeling better because you're now giving your body what it needs and what it needs, nutrients, what it actually desires. Rather than just calories in, calories out. That old adage right now is like, okay, what are you feeding in? So what is calories consist of? Is it mostly good fats or is it more bad fats? Is it good protein or bad carbs, which is high sugary, or good carbs? Helps you feel better for those kind of things.
This is so beautiful. I love that you're saying all this stuff because one of the things that I see a lot, and I know you probably do too, online with like fitness professionals. Well, I don't even know if they're fitness professionals or not, but just all like the fitness videos and stuff, and just members and clients that want to lose weight. Like they're willing to do anything, you know. And I know the other day I had mentioned in one of my classes after class, like the class was done, and I used the word if you're looking to lose weight, and everybody popped up.
Yes.
Okay, but it was just like a small little tidbit I was going to give everybody about, some of the things I've learned on the 60-day challenge, which was what I've done, like increasing my water intake and how quickly. Okay, before I wouldn't drink any water. Like I was like literally on the go with my kids and made that as an excuse to why I wouldn't drink water. Then when I committed to the 60-day challenge, I was committed to drinking 2 liters of water a day. I got my water bottle right here and I'm like, okay, this is it. Now I'm drinking. All I needed to drink was 1 of these. Now I'm drinking like 3 or 4, and I'm like salivating, waiting for the water at the third round. And I was telling them, listen, if you do this, you can increase your metabolism by 33%. And I told them, in 1 week, my before and after picture, I was already, yes, I lost 3.3 pounds and 0.7 body fat, but not even about the numbers. If you look at my picture, I look less bloated. Like my face was thinner and
Hydrated.
yes, I'm hydrated. I was like, whoa! So I was telling my listen, here's one small tidbit that I've learned, but what popped them up? Not that water's good for you, right? It was weight loss, and so I think it's just so good that you're implicating the whole nutrients versus calories things, because I feel like that is such a huge foe in the industry, and even with the protein bars, guys, like even with like all those processed foods, I'm not saying they're bad. I'm all about, it's great option sometimes.
If that's a good option, if you have a protein bar, it's a good option. If it's a takeaway from the bad pizza, if that's your choice.
Okay.
Is there better options? Yes. Is it better than other options? Yeah, but is there something better? Always look at something better.
Yeah.
But it's like, whenever I tell people, when you go to the grocery store, it's like you run out of certain food, you go to the grocery store, buy the new restock, try and find a better version of that.
Okay. Oh, that's a good one.
So, example, like if you're doing let's say a whole milk, just give an example, you probably want to work to a reduced fat milk, or maybe use an almond milk, or maybe using coconut milk.
Yeah.
Some different variations from that aspect, so you get better versions.
I like that.
Of those kind of things. So that way you don't worry about going out to a grocery store like, I need to trash my entire kitchen, food, start all over. Well, for one, that's too expensive. Don't do that. Don't do that at all. But just when you go to the store, it changes small habits that will get you in the mindset of getting to that goal, but creating that new lifestyle.
Yeah.
That aspect of it.
And getting excited about it, right?
Yeah.
Because if you're about to put a whole paycheck down, that's not going to be exciting. But if you're like, okay, today my goal is switching out my milk. I'm going to try to do low fat, or I'm going to do almond milk all this week instead. That's fun. You kind of get to play with it, journey it out, see how you feel, see how it tastes.
Yeah, had big experiments into it, and that's it. It's like example, when by the other day we try to get different almond milk for my daughter, because we're actually at HB and they had no almond milk once. That's surprising. So we had different brands.
I saw that they were out of stock. Was this a few days ago? Or no?
So it was a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, my daughter does not like the milk. She likes almond milk, vanilla one.
Yeah.
And she knows what it is.
Yeah.
And so when we get there, she was like destroyed. Oh my god! I said, let's instead of grabbing the 3, you just get 3 half gallons of milk for her. We just got 1 different flavor. She did not like it whatsoever. She drank water the whole week.
Well, that's not bad.
She loves water. She does drink Sprite and something like that, but she doesn't like Coke. She doesn't like those stuff. I'll let her have it every now and then just so she at least taste it, but she's like, I want water. So she makes her own decision on a lot of those things, but it goes off how she tastes them.
And I would say I have 3 kids too, and I see this with my oldest, my 7-year-old. They are being led by what you're doing. You are the leader, so she sees your habits and she sees what you're doing. And yeah, it's true. Like your kids, they on some level they do want to be like you. Later on, they'll decide, I don't want to do this that my parents did, and I do want to take this. But right now, when they're young and they're little, you are the leader. Like you are what they are looking at as far as an example, and so you have to lead by example with them. Because I know my daughter, she'll be like, is this healthy? She always wants to eat at the Lifetime Cafe because their food is freaking good. But sometimes I'm like, it costs me $50 to feed all my kids. Like I can't do this every day.
Yes.
But I don't blame her. The food's amazing and it's quality food and it's great. But going back to that, they're leading by example. So if you have the little ones, if you have the kids, don't forget, they are taking in what you're doing. So they see if you're drinking Diet Cokes all day long and you're not eating, don't think that they're not watching you. They are watching you. So embrace all of that stuff. Don't just take care of them. You've got to take care of yourself, because at the end of the day, they're watching you and they know exactly what you're doing.
So one thing I mentioned a lot of clients before we have kids, and like, so well, my kids want this, my kids want that, like junk food, whatever kind of stuff. And my question is, so you enjoy poisoning your kids?
Wow.
They're like,
so good. I like how you point that out.
ooh, what do you think of that? So what's like, you don't want to, you know what's healthy, you know what's healthy, so you'd rather give them the junk food that you know is bad, but you give it to them because they like it.
I see that
So
a lot.
now you're encouraging and you're poisoning your kids.
Yeah.
So now I just sit back and let that sink in for a second. Like, never thought of it that way. I'm like, just saying, this is what I see it from my perspective.
Yeah. And you know what, guys? I'm guilty of doing that a lot too. And it actually sinks in me sometimes. When I see them doing it, I'm like, I give my kids, my two little ones, mostly my middle one, shakes a lot, because, and my husband or somebody will get upset. They'll say, he has food right here. And I'm like, yes, that's noodles. Where are the protein? Where's the greens? No, he needs a shake so he can get the nutrients, because for me, again, that's going to mess with his mood, his growth,
Energy levels.
his energy levels, and that's not fair. Like, I'm the one responsible for him, and it actually does hurt my heart. And so I do feed him like a lot of smoothies, because we're in a transition period with him of like trying to find them, trying to get him used to food. He'll literally say, "I want sugar." So I'm not going to sit here and pretend like, oh, I'm live this super healthy life with my kids as well. It's a battle, it's a struggle, it's like a daily thing myself in my own world. I wish it was easy. My daughter's very, she's 7 years old. She's like taking the healthy route on her own. But I have two other ones, and every journey is different. Everyone's different.
Yeah, you got 3 different appetites, 3 different taste palettes.
Yeah, 3 different personalities and minds, because we all think differently. Even the little ones do. But you can train them. Just like you can train anybody. It's actually easier to train, I read this, children and teens, they're more likely to change easier opposed to adults.
Yep.
Adults don't want to change until tragic happens.
Yep. So usually by the time they come see me, whether they join Lifetime or follow your website, most people don't get, that's before they go in, it's called pre-contemplative.
Okay.
So they're trying to decide if they want to join a club or gym or follow you or follow me, whatever it may be. They may kind of see our stuff, but they won't actually follow us or join the club. Then they're a little more committed to that phase.
Yeah.
So that's where when people come into like, okay, now we're ready to change because a lifestyle happened, or they got told they're sick, or I'm pregnant, I need to get healthy. We need to do it beforehand, but okay.
Yeah.
Let's start now. Let's start making some conditions that way.
It's never too late. You can
No,
do it.
I got clients that are 75 years old that can probably outdo me on a lot of things. It's ridiculous. That's who I meet. But like most people come see me because they're sick, or they've already gained 50 pounds, or something tragic has happened, and they come to me and help them for accountability. Because most people, you all know what you need to do. Honestly, you do.
Yeah.
But
you have all the answers, right?
Yeah. You guys have been involved. The internet's easy to get a hold of stuff. But what it comes down to, like with us, example, is like we hold you accountable coming in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like for me, my classes, like accountability is a huge role. Just why weren't you here today?
You are the accountability king.
Yes.
Okay, going into that, I want to ask you, what's your approach on the accountability? Do you have like a tough love approach with them? Are you straight up with them? Do you pick it as you see your clients?
I do a little bit of, do more of tough love points, but because I teach more on the high intense classes, the boot camps, the alphas, they expect the tough love attitude.
Oh, they have that personality.
Yeah, so their personality is the alpha attitude, and 8% of my people are females overall in all my classes.
Mm-hmm.
So I have 80%. I've got 70 people in my classes altogether, and 8% of them are females, and so I have to deal with the alpha female. You know how that goes, right? All the time.
So good. One of them probably.
So that accountability piece comes into play where, like, It was a little different, so I try to put that personal touch on each one. I know who I can push and I can be real with. Some I have to kind of like, okay, it's gonna be alright,
Yeah.
like that. Some other ones I have to be, what's your problem today?
Yeah.
Some ones I have to be real that way.
That's great. You know why? Because what you just said was every person is different and every person is a person. Even though you're in a group setting and we're doing like whatever, if you're doing a group fitness goal or we're just in a group session, you're an individual and you're not counted as the people.
Yeah.
You're counted as, listen, this is Mary, this is Jenny, you know, and you get to know your people and there's reason behind it because you really want to see them achieve their goals. You're not just there for a paycheck. I mean, that's the fun.
Anybody knows me in my job, anybody as in trainers there, or even though where I work is it's a sales job, everybody there tries, I want to beat you in this. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not there to make it, I mean, yes, it helps, but I'm there to help my clients reach their goals. That's the reason why I've had American Ninja Warrior competitors, the reason why I've had a national winner of my belt. I put everything I can into the person as long as you're giving back to me. Like, I'm not going to give 100% to somebody that's, I'm kind of in it, kind of half in and kind of half out.
Yeah.
If you're all in, with that mindset, I will help you every step of the way.
Yeah.
But if you don't get me, like, equal on that one, it's hard for me to help some people.
Yeah.
But then after a while, it may not be the right way, they may not trust me enough at the beginning. As we go along, you know, I've had clients who've been training for 7 years, 8 years. I have one client I've been training for about 10 years.
It's amazing.
So that's where, like, it's that right that, but you feel that trust them for that accountability because they know I'm not going to, I'll call the bullshit too sometimes.
And I think the biggest thing is, at least in my opinion, is knowing there's always someone there for you no matter what. Even when your spouse or you feel like the world is on you, maybe you lost your job, maybe you're too embarrassed to tell somebody something, you're always there, right? Or I'm always there for you, or whoever, that accountability person for you is always going to be there for you no matter what, without judgment, but still to be honest with you and to make you the best version of yourself. And I think that's what gives you those 10-year clients because it's a built relationship of saying, listen, dude, I want you. You're in. I'm in it with you. They become family. But this is like your life. This is your quality of life too. So you can't just give yourself to everybody without any sort of exchange. I feel like that's kind of the world. Yeah, I think that's kind of like the world works. You find your purpose, or you find whatever it is that you have to serve people, and then yes, you do that exchange, and that's how he can live abundantly and keep finding things for you guys to do.
And don't like just because like people call me out too. Like I've been shopping at stores, and I'll pick up like dessert for my wife or a bottle of wine, and when people walk up to the store, like Whole Foods, whatever, I've been hearing how this before here, and I'll have a bottle of wine, and I have one for my clients, and they'll look at my cart, and then when they'll say, hey, how you doing? Won't look me in the eye. They'll look near my cart. And what they're doing is they're keeping me accountable at the same time. So it's like,
you're the example too. So they're like, okay, if he's not doing it, then well, are you really practicing what you preach? It goes back to that, and that if you're not practicing what you preach, that's integrity. And for me, just as a person in my work, in my life, if somebody doesn't have integrity, I can't work with them. Because I feel like for me, I need a high performer because I am a high performer. So I need somebody that's going to make sure that they
for me, it's like I won't ever put on to my clients what they need to do if I'm not willing to do it myself.
100%, I agree with that.
So like if I'm prepping my meals, I'm doing my food, I'm doing my one cheat meal for the week, which I had today. So by last minute call that one. Surprise lunch I had at work today that we got a hold of. But so with that aspect is, you know, like every time we do the 6-day challenge, 9-day challenges, I do it with my clients.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that.
So like even though we're doing it over the holidays, and for me it's like everyone my clients, you can't lose weight during the holidays, and it's impossible. I'm like, really? Watch this.
Yeah.
And over the holidays, I lost 15 pounds and 8% body fat.
That's awesome. That's amazing. 8%?
Yes.
Wow, that's a lot.
Through the holidays, you can't do it. And so I did it because people said it can't be done.
Yeah.
So that's why I try to tell them it can be done if you want to do it. Going back to that mindset.
And how bad do you want it, right? It's going to determine how long it takes you to get it done.
Yep. So it may be 60 days, it may be 6 months.
Yeah.
But you figure out a time frame you want to do it in. Just like when we've done, like for you, we've done photo shoots with you.
Yeah.
Like I had to pick a date. I kept asking you, pick a date. You find a date? Okay, do. So then I know internally in your mind, you're like, okay, let's do this. You probably bumped up your game, your workouts a little bit better. Your nutrition probably got a little bit cleaner. I'm just guessing. Because
guessing wrong.
But
I know now.
I was giving you the doubt on that one. Because the finish shoots we're doing.
Right,
know?
right.
So and it turned out well.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like,
turned out beautiful.
So that's where it's like if you want to have a goal, set a date every time.
I agree.
Put a date and then put money on a date, or you go on a cruise, that's your date. You go over competitions, like bikini or figure or whatever. I would tell them, I said, bring me your receipt that you actually paid for your entry fee.
I love that.
They're like, really? I said, that was something you're actually serious about, because doing those kind of things takes a little more commitment, more mindset than you really think it does. It's more than just losing a few pounds. It's losing a lot, and every day you want to do your stuff. But some people have goals. You put a receipt on it, or put a picture on the wall, like buy that cruise you're trying to go to, or the trip you're trying to go on to.
Yeah.
Buy it so that you know, okay, now I have something to work for. You know, that
it's
way.
It's not an imaginary goal, and then you don't
It's not tangible. Yeah, it's not tangible. So if you put some kind of like, let's say, monetary on it, or a bet, or whatever it may be that helps keep you on the, you know, if it's a photo shoot, you want to do a photo shoot. Okay, if you want to do a photo shoot for your spouse, do it. So call a photographer, get a date set up, and then make it happen.
Yeah, almost done. No, I definitely noticed that people. I see free stuff on the internet all the time. And hello, you have YouTube and you have Google. You can honestly, you can learn anything you want. You really don't need to pay for stuff. It is that accessible nowadays. You live in this amazing world with such easy, accessible access to anything. But what I did notice is that people don't take action with all their resources. Being resourceful, like we're not doing it enough, and that's where you pay. You decide, okay, I like this person, I like what they're offering, and I'm going to invest myself with them in the time. And once you put that money in there, then you're like, well, I'm not going to waste my money, because it's like a tangible thing. You're like, I'm not just going to give away money, and that's when you start doing the work. Okay, so that's why it's so good sometimes to decide to put the money and the investment there, so you actually have that account. That's another accountability, that you're going to do the work, because you're not about to waste this money. Yes, it's valuable, but guess what? You can get the same valuable information online. Like Tony Robbins, personal development, amazing guy. You can get anything you want from him. He has hundreds of videos. Also in the fitness field, you don't need to join a gym. All the workouts are there. I mean, you have 30-minute workouts, 5-minute workouts, anybody you want, any level you want, YouTube. Okay, you don't need anybody. It's there. I mean, you need internet access, but it goes back down to.
Are you willing to invest in yourself? So some people are like, why would I start? Or like, what should I do first? Whatever. I said, I would suggest you to try at least have a trainer for a little bit of time, like one-on-one, so we can help correct form and technique. If you're doing a soccer class, okay, have them work with me like once a week or once a month, so we can help correct form. We get what to work on. Yeah. That way you'll learn something. So most people learn by hands-on stuff, not all the time.
And most of us, sorry to interrupting, but I think sometimes I forget that not everybody is where I'm at too, and this is my passion, and so I've studied it for a couple of years now. And if you're just going into it, you're not going to know how to do the prep form of the dumbbell. But I've been doing it consecutively, for the past few years, opposed to maybe somebody coming in on a different level. Okay, so yeah, sometimes I just forget that they haven't been doing it consecutively like I have, and so
I have everybody else. Right,
and it is important to do it the correct technique, because you don't want to get those injuries, or you don't want to have any issues And you want to learn the right way because you want to have results.
Yes. Yep. So I take the time to invest on, with a trainer. But going back to that, like, make sure you find a trainer that you like and that you respect, and you do some research. Ask questions about a trainer. Like, what's your history? What do you focus on? What's your philosophy?
Yeah.
Those kind of things, because they may not match yours.
Okay.
That's my suggestion. It's like I always try to talk to, like, people always ask me, what kind of trainer should I get? And then it's like, well, what's your goals?
Yeah.
If you're looking to do a Spartan race, I'm probably gonna hey, make sure you work with this trainer, this trainer, that kind of person.
Okay.
Not every trainer is weight loss driven. Not every person is, performance driven. So there's mobility experts. There's, weight loss who that just focus on competitions. I know one trainer that all she does is train hockey players, goalies. That's all she trains. Those people.
Wow.
So you got to think of that concept. So when you're talking about people, it's like you got to figure out where you want to go, and then talk to the trainers that you like, respect, and are educated enough to your level that you can just learn from. So like I've seen trainers out there that shouldn't be training. I've seen people who have master's degrees who should not be training people. I've seen people out there that have a weekend certification on some of the best trainers I know, because they taught themselves on a lot of things.
Yeah, that's good to know. Okay, going back into the workout segment of it, do you recommend how often do you recommend people to actually work out?
Minimum, I'd say twice a week.
Okay.
Being active, that'd be like your bare minimum.
And what about if somebody was looking to lose weight?
Depends on your schedule. 3-4 days a week.
Okay.
Think about an hour a day, 24% of your day. Being active, just go for walks maybe.
Okay.
But the biggest thing with that, if you're trying to lose weight, is going up to that nutrition piece.
Okay. And what about recovery days? How important are they, and why do we do them?
Recovery days is very important because that's when your body actually repairs itself to rebuild and get better. Okay. So the sleep's very important on that aspect.
So about 3 hours, like me. Just kidding.
But so sleep's gonna be important there, and then working on that. Recovery days is like, depends what you're doing too. If you're doing kind of low intensive all the time, you may not need a recovery day. If you're doing, boot camp or alphas, I got people who do both. So, but they take the recovery times in there. They know when to take it easy one day. If you come to class and you're just not feeling it today, cool. Hang out, take it a little easier today. Okay. Don't try to kill it today.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. All right. You know what? I love everything that you've all the information has been amazing, and I kind of want to ask you about two more questions. One about supplements. What do you suggest? What are the best ones? I hear fish oil is so great and a multivitamin. So what would be some of the basic, maybe for people that are I just want to be healthy, I don't want too much on it?
So I would take a multivitamin that's capsules, not tablets, because tablets will not get broken down the system very easily. Okay. So you want capsules so easily broken down. I use an AM and PM one, so some in the morning, some one night. Okay. That's through Lifetime. But if you don't have access to Lifetime, you may take one morning and one night if you don't have the capsule version. Okay. Then I always do omega-3s, so use a fish oil, it's good to use. If you want to look at those kind of things. If you're sensitive fish, you might see what kind of fish it's made out of. You may have to do more like flax seeds or chia seeds for omegas in there. I used to say vitamin D is good to use also. Vitamin D3, because even though we live in Texas, it gets hot here, it's still hot. People are not going to get outside that often. Okay. Honestly. And then a probiotic is also good to have too. And I usually suggest a digestive enzyme. So most people
consistently, every day, a digestive enzyme? Oh wow, okay, I didn't know you were supposed to.
Basically, I do one every night. That's up to you guys. Okay. But I would say at least do at least one, a 30-day, maybe on and then 30 days off kind of thing you want to do.
And that just helps break down the food in the intestines, right? A little quicker because you already have it?
Helps your body absorb things a lot more. Okay. So your body can actually absorb the nutrients you put into the body. Because, most people have bad bacteria in their gut, which is why I'm asking. Say it's just in your gut. Most people have a lot of bad bacteria, so you have up to 10 pounds of bad bacteria just in your gut alone. So if you clean out your gut, essentially, not like a laxative, okay, but just better processing, and then you'll get more nutrients in your system, and you'll start feeling better. And you could lose weight. It's the bad bacteria leaving your system, but that's going to be that. So basically, decrease your bloating and those kind of things.
Cool. Okay. Now we're going to get to our final question. What encouraging advice can you, tell us that are watching, or to somebody who's starting their journey or who's in the middle of their journey, and what encouraging advice could you just give us and leave us with to hold on to, something that's meaningful to us as far as we feel that it's going to keep us holding on to?
Take it in stride, but so you have so if your goal is whatever your goal may be, if you mess up a little bit, it's okay. Get back on track. So I'll get text messages. Oh, I had this. Okay, cool. So what did you learn from it, and how can you do it for next time?
Yeah.
If you learn from some of your mess ups or your habits, or you ate too much, or you didn't eat enough, or I plan ahead, it's okay. Get back on track and just keep consistent. The habits will get there, and you'll get results eventually. That's what I said. Just keep on track that way. That way, you're not beating yourself up every single week or every single day.
I love that.
That's not a good way to live.
Yeah, and I myself know what negative self-talk does to you, and anything you can do to prevent that. I think that's so well known that we are going to make mistakes, and a good idea to look at it, a good way to look at it is, what am I supposed to learn from this, and how can I do better tomorrow, or even right now. I just acknowledged it. What can I do?
Yeah.
And then it doesn't have to be an extent. It can just be like, hey, let me tell my accountability partner what I did, and let them kind of uplift me.
I mean, I had this morning with my class this morning. She came in this morning saying that because she's doing like a carb cycling. She's like, I came in yesterday, I didn't eat enough carbs, and then I ended up taking too much in last night. She's like, I just still messed it up. I said, no. I said, did you spike your insulin? Yes. Did you spike your glucose? Yes. Did you pregnancy for that? Yes. But you know what? It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It's gonna be okay.
You've been good all week. You had one evening that you kind of overdid it by 20 grams of carbs. Basically, kind of how it came down to. I'm like, okay, so adjust for today.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Love that.
So that way you don't get, because she was like, oh my god, I just trashed my entire diet for the last 6 months. I'm like, no, overreacting. Chill out. So go back to like, you don't cut all your tires because you have one flat tire.
So, guys, take that in. I'm just going to leave it at that. No matter where you are, no matter what your struggle is, it's going to be okay. And don't overstress about it. Just keep working every day. Find somebody who's going to keep you accountable. And don't forget to love yourself, right? Zach, thank you so much for being with us. I really appreciate you. And I appreciate everything you're doing in the world for everybody, and you're passionate for it. So thank you for that.
For sure.